Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at BTC. We're going to be investigating whether we think this turn to the downside here is the start of a bigger trend down or whether we've still got a little bit more to the upside to go. First off, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave us some feedback in the comment section below. Turn on that bell notification so you never miss a video, and let's get into the price action. So there's a few things that we need to talk about here with this move, and basically there's two ways of looking at this. If I just throw this other extension on here, what we can look at is this move in two ways, and we can look at this as either potentially being a completed move, and this 3 and 4 and 5 are here, and what we would be looking at in that option. Actually, let me turn this back off for now. If we look at it in this manner, the problem with this is that this is a wave 2 is a lot bigger than this wave 4 that's within here. So it is possible, but I don't like it. It would, if this is the case, then we wouldn't be expecting to move back above this high point up here at 18,387. And we can see now we've started to have a bit of a sell-off here. And it is possible that we have this completed like this, but one thing that I am looking out for is if we count it slightly different, we could still be looking for this fourth wave within this move. Though we've dropped down quite low now, and basically within this move like this, if we put this fib up to this, actually let me drop it right on there. We can see we've come down here to this 50%. So this is okay as a fourth wave to come to this 50%, but we don't really want it to come much deeper than this. So if we start to sell off deeper towards this 0.618 area, it starts to become less likely, and the chance of dropping and hitting this invalidation point here becomes a lot higher. So the only other way we could look at it is that potentially maybe but the structure is not great here for it. But the only other way you could look at it is if we have a flat correction here, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it doesn't fit very nicely. So I think the thing is, this is also a zigzag. So for us to get a zigzag here wouldn't make a lot of sense. So we could get something like a triangle based off this structure. If I throw this back on for 1 second, you can just so if we have a look at this move slightly differently, we can have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, so this is the internal way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this move here, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had this extension within this fifth wave here. So this is possible. We can't have a progression here in a 1, 2 anymore because we've taken this low here at 17,621. So for the time being, what I'm looking for is to see whether we move back up here and potentially look to set a higher high. If we do, the target area for that would potentially be based off of our current move, could be up here. Let me remove this actually, and I'll leave that there for now because that's looking at the other count. So if we do have an additional wave to the upside here, we could be looking to target out between this 18,917 and this 18,588. If that's the case, what we would be looking at is basically this move up here. Effectively, this could be a little target area for our fifth wave. This is only a guide until we get the actual structure forming here. We wouldn't be able to say basically where exactly in this is going because we don't have the structure to work out the internal fibs. So we came down and we found support in this zone again. On the 1 hour, this just looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we go down to the 15-minute now, we can see there's a little bit of overlap within this move here. So it is possible that we could have this as a diagonal or something within this move, or just an ABC with an X wave and an ABC, so like a double zigzag within this move. But I really want to see how this reacts from this point. If we move back up and we find rejection again in this, let me move this to the side so it's easier to see. So if we move back up and we find rejection in this 17968 area to this 18207 area, what we could be looking at still is that we need to progress to the downside some more. And if we go just, let's take it off the 618 line, we could be looking for a move to the downside here. If I just drag this down, drop him on there, we could look to move down potentially at a 1-to-1 at the 17252 area. If, however, we need to be careful that we don't have a drop down past the 16767 area. Otherwise, this would potentially become a bigger impulsive move to the downside. And then basically what this would look like is if that does happen, if we move down here, we move back up, we find rejection there, we could be looking at a bigger 5-wave move to the downside to unfold here. Like I said, there is still this potential of creating this 5th wave here. And we just need to be aware that there is potential for this move to the upside here. We'd want to start seeing some more. We need a little bit more structure here to work off of. But if we move down, or if we face rejection in this zone we were talking about, and we look to the downside, this is our confirmation basically that we would be completed. A move down past the 16,767 area. That would confirm we're in a 5-wave move to the downside. But until that point, we need to see whether we hold this low now. If we manage to hold this low here at this 17,567, then it is still possible that we could have a completed correction within this move, like we saw on the 15-minute. There is a potential that we could have a double zigzag within this. So what we would then be looking at is the potential to have this all as a one. We'd look to come back and find support in this zone, and then we'd be looking for that 3rd, 4th, and 5th wave to the upside. It is possible that we could truncate here, and maybe we don't break all the way up into this zone, and maybe potentially we just look to retest this trend line, or we test this zone and then we look for rejection to the downside again. So that's what we're looking out for there. Basically, it depends what kind of happens from here. If we cross this line here at 17,360, that would invalidate this 5th wave here. So we need to just keep an eye on that. We need to also be aware that if I just turn this off for a second, we were looking for the potential of this just being an ABC like this, and we haven't quite met this 1-to-1 line here at this 18,669, 669. But we've at least we've hit the minimum requirement for it. So we just need to be aware that that could actually be a completed move, and we're starting to move to the downside. If however we want to look for more bullish potential, what we would really want is to see a move come up past this 19,155, and that would be looking for a bigger 5-wave move here. So basically that is the impulsive trigger of this 5-wave move within there, and that would come up to this 19,155, ideally with the 3rd wave, to look for a 4th wave and a 5th wave to the upside. There's nothing indicating that we're going to move this high at the moment, though we'll have to keep monitoring this move and see whether we have any further extensions within it. So we just need to be aware that this move is looking to potentially break to the downside. So we need to just be careful that because what I'm looking for here is once this move to the upside here progresses and completes, I would be looking for an additional 5-wave move to the downside. And at a 1-to-1, if I can get this on there, even if we do push up back into that box in that 1-to-1 area, that would be looking to drop down towards this 13,468 area. So we just need to bear in mind that this could reverse to the downside here, and the important areas would be basically to watch would be this high point here, 17,360. Moving down past that would invalidate this additional fifth wave that we've got marked up here. Moving down past the 16,678 would invalidate further extension from this point. We could then no longer form any more 1-2 situations where we're looking for a bigger move to the upside. And then finally, confirmation that we are completed would come by crossing back below this 15,476. There is a potential, this support box is probably not valid anymore. I need to update it, but there is also still potential that we might not be completed this correction, and this could all just be basically an A wave. And what we'd be looking at there is if we were completed, we could look for potential to move back down towards this 50% to the 786 zone and find support in that. So this would take some time to play out, and we'd obviously need confirmation. Confirmation, like I said, would come by breaking these high points. The next thing I'd be doing is looking for that potential of support that can be found. If we lose this low though, 15,476, then effectively this correction is completed, and we're looking for that bigger move to the downside. Though we would get an indication before that, and that would come by crossing that impulsive trigger line that we sort of talked about earlier. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. We're going to keep you updated with some more. If we start once we start to get more structure, we can sort of plot things out a bit better. And I just want to say thank you, everyone. We reached 100 subs yesterday, and yeah, it's great. I know it's just a small channel for the moment, but it really makes us so happy that you guys are supporting us, and we really appreciate it. And if you haven't, please smash that like button. And I hope you have a great day, everybody.